Yo guys, what's going on? It is Chicago back with another smoke show of a video.
Boom.
And today's video is going to be another Inside the Mind of a Pro series. But today I'm kind of going to be breaking down our spring major run that helped us secure the top 6 championship. And we actually did pretty well. We made it to the grand final. Unfortunately fell to NRG in the spring major. But I'm going to be breaking down our run, what our mentality was throughout the tournament leading up to it. And I'm also going to break down a little bit of this crazy 10-minute game 6 OT we had where we unfortunately lost, but that NRG got the dub. But I'm just going to kind of fit it all into one casual video as the replay's playing. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. I think you guys are going to like this video a lot, so please leave a like and subscribe. It greatly means a lot, whatever that means. I appreciate it though. It's free. You guys can always change your mind later. But anyways, let's get right into the video. All right, what up guys? Let's get into this replay. But this is not going to be the most normal Inside the Mind of a Pro series I've ever done, because I'm not just going to be breaking down the games. I'm going to be kind of pointing out specific things maybe I want to point out to you guys that I think would be helpful. But I want to tell you guys about our run and how kind of stressful it was leading up. So basically, if you guys did not know, we were 5th place going into this major, and us, Shopify Rebellion, and Faze we're looking for the last 2 spots in the final top 6 championship, right? That was our entire goal, was to make top 6. So we had a whole month to stress about it and lead up to it. Honestly, it was tough sometimes because that's a lot of stress. One tournament to perform for your entire 9-month season. So basically, after a lot of scrims, a lot of practice, a lot of talking, we show up, we perform in groups day 1. We go 9-0 in our first 3 series, 3 sweeps, and that basically allowed us to have a chance so Shopify and Faze, since they're in opposite groups, could actually play each other, right? So once that happened, because of our great performance in group stage, we secured a top 6 spot. And let me tell you, the feelings we had after we secured that top 6 were actually on another level of stress relieving. Imagine you're worrying about this one day, these 2 days, for a whole month. Like every day, that's what you're thinking about when you're playing Rocket League, because that was one on our mind, right? That was where we needed to perform. But basically, we did that. We put ourselves in a position by playing exactly how we wanted to, how we talked about in that group stage, and we got top 6. And then the bracket comes out for Championship Sunday, and we see our bracket, and we know, hey, we can win this thing, or at least go to the grand finals and break our top 4 curse we've had this season, and do our thing. So, anyways, we're feeling confident, no stress really, but let me take a little pause. I'll break down. This is Inside the Mind of a Pro. So, as you guys can see, we are playing NRG, and obviously versus NRG, you have to keep a very fast-paced style. And what we were doing, we were trying to get multiple touches on a lot of our balls. So if you cleared it, if someone can't follow up, you kind of got to go for solo and try and beat some defenders. Because if you don't beat any defenders on NRG, you're just going to end up getting outpaced, solo played on, 1v2'd. So basically, that was our game plan, right? And so luckily I got a clear, and then I ended up getting a really good 50 versus Justin. And Dries reads the space really well. I think sometimes we have a problem of just banging the ball when you have so much space, and that's a lot of people have in ranked, in tournaments, everything, right? There's so much space you get sometimes that you can use to dribble or slow the play down when you have the chance. But you'll just shoot it in net and they'll make the easy save, and it'll be like it never happened. But instead, Dries takes the one touch, has the 1v1, and slots it top corner. Just like that. So that was the excellent use of space by Dries, slowing the play down, mixing up the pace, and having a good follow-up on our on my 50-50 and clear. But okay, now we go back. Let's talk about the brackets. So first off, we play Championship Sunday. We start off against Sonics. Today, this actually happened earlier because I'm recording this video at night. But this match against Sonics was the best I've ever seen Sonics play. Sonics is a team that does not usually aggro and play pretty fast. But today, I think they kind of wanted to try something new against us, and they were challenging us, playing super fast challenges early, not sitting in that how they normally do. So that caught us off guard, and they were playing really well. That was probably our most stressful series of the day, honestly, which sounds crazy because we were in a game 7 versus Faze where we had to come back. But anyways, we kind of stepped up midway through the series and realized how we wanted to start playing and started doing that actually, and eventually from there it just kind of took over and we won the series. So right there we made semis, right? We're really happy with that. But we knew that we could play Faze or Shopify, and Faze ended up winning that crazy series to make top 6. So we knew we were playing Faze, and we just played Faze the day before and actually took the victory. But again, Faze was playing pretty well. I don't think we were playing as well as we were in groups, but we started playing how we wanted to. At times we would kind of lean away, which is something you got to work on, right? You got to be consistent in how you play all the time. You got to be comfortable, and that's a lot of the reason why NRG is so good and these top teams are so good, because they're always consistent, they're always comfortable, and always like playing how they want, right? But basically we go in against Faze, we win the first 2 games, they call a timeout, and then they win the next 3 actually, so it was a pretty good timeout by them obviously, and then we call a timeout. We ended up winning the next game, kind of taking control, but then it was a game 7 where it's just anyone's game, major semis, and we actually went down 1-0, but we had a really good play, I think, that got us the tie game, and I think that's why we ended up winning, is because our momentum and our confidence was a lot higher, because we knew we were kind of, maybe not outplaying them, but like, we felt like we were playing our game, and we were comfortable in that game 7, which is huge. You don't want to, if you're like nervous and fumbling all over the place and not playing how you want to, you're not going to be comfortable, right? You're going to play worse than what you normally would in practice or in like regular tournaments when you're playing with like the not as much pressure basically. But anyways, we go with this crazy game 7, somehow have some crazy saves, and if you guys want to watch that series back, it was actually really fun. I recommend it. But we ended up pulling that out, and NRG, oh god, okay, I'll break this down for you guys. But basically, what I was gonna say, NRG looked really good. They beat Rogue, they beat Envy, they 4-0'd them, so we knew NRG was gonna be a tough tactic going in the grand finals, right? But yeah, so basically right here, I was boost starved, and I think I just lost track of what I was doing, and I trolled completely 100p honest. I think I tried to get a touch over to Dries, and I just like literally lost focus, and I just whiffed the ball. Sorry to curse, but bleep that out for me. But yeah, that was just literally, that was a game throw and miss by me, and I got to be better in that situation. But there's not much to break down, except I just don't lose focus of the ball. But anyways, so we go into the grand finals versus NRG. We knew they were hot, but we also know that whenever we play them, it's kind of a good matchup for us and them. I think it's just a lot of fun for both teams, because we play fun, aggressive, fast, good shots, good speed, good aerial play. So it's a lot of fun compared to playing maybe some other teams where it's a lot more slowed down solo plays. You gotta like bump in, stuff like that. So we knew versus NRG we'd have a good matchup. We could actually potentially win even if they're playing well. And we did start off game 1 really, really well, and a win, I think that was one of our best. And eventually NRG started picking it up, and I think we got caught with a couple mistakes, a couple stupid challenges, stuff like that. Especially by me. I definitely looked back on it, and I saw a couple missed challenges, but I also saw that we kind of did have a couple of goal leads that we need to work. I think against Faze we had that too. We blew a couple leads, and that's really important, especially in RLCS. Closing out games, it's like closing out games in NBA. Like, it's actually kind of a skill to be able to close out games and do it well, right? Like, coaches get fired for that, for not being able to lead their team to closing games. So that's one thing we really got to work on. Right there was a 1v1. I should have done something way better than that, right? I knew Justin, and I'll break it down real quick. So I get this mid boost. Jake with a really good back pass to Dries. Dries says all Dries is going to do is beat Garrett, because he sees Garrett's up, and we're telling him, right, with communication. So he sees Justin's a net, or I see Justin in his net. I have full boost, and I know what kind of player Justin is. And after playing against these players a lot, you know sometimes some people have more tendencies to rush, some have more to sit in net. And I know Justin likes to sit on the goal line to make a lot of saves. So I knew I was going to have a dribble, and unfortunately, I think the timer just got to me, and I panicked, and I rushed it. Again, like opposite of Dries. I didn't use my time. I didn't use my space. But anyways, yeah, so again, I looked back on the series. We didn't close out a lot of games. I think we could have. And because of that, it ended up costing us, especially in this series and the Faze series. So I think that's a skill we're definitely have to work on. And it's kind of a weird one, because how do you work on closing out games? But it's something you talk about with your teammates, right? You're like, okay, I think we should do this in the late game scenario, so it prevents this from happening, right? It's a lot of just inter-team talks. But basically throughout the weekend, I was probably the happiest I've been with an RLCS performance, because I think even though we lost in the grand final, we actually were playing really well, and we made it to the grand final. It's been a really stressful and a really, like, I don't know, really, really crazy season, to just be completely honest, that I was pretty not proud of. But final major, make it to the grand final, it was kind of like, it just brings a smile to my face, because it's like we actually kind of did something somewhat decent this time. Because considering the season's kind of been a disappointment for us, to be completely honest. So now we get this momentum. We're going to have the confidence. We're going to keep up the practice, the hard work going into that major or the championship. and hopefully keep it up and catch a couple dubs and maybe take some names and see what we can do over there in that championship tournament, right? All right, but that's about it. That's kind of the breakdown of the tournament, right, of the championship and the run, the major, but against from the beginning all the way to the end, from the literally that. But this is inside of the mind of a pro, so I'm gonna let you as I'm bumping Justin right there, I'm gonna let you guys know what was going on in the rest of this 8-minute OT we're gonna have, because it was a 10-minute OT total. And basically right now you're gonna see basic OT stuff that happens in RLCS where teams are not gonna commit as hard. It's gonna be more like safer rotations, and maybe like a little bit further back, that way if someone booms it, you're not out of position. So basically right now that's what you're seeing. But one thing I really like that we're doing right now is like this. Like, we weren't scared to follow stuff up. So Drees trusted my follow up. He actually got a really good beat, and then Jake follows up. JNaps follows up his right here. I honestly could have shot this a lot better and hit a top corner. I thought I still had it around Garrett, but right here, close, but no cigar. But anyways, right here we're doing a good job of just trying to keep pressure, because we know right now the important part is that we know we're not going to be able to score 95%. Like, it's 95% likely we're not going to score in this situation, right? So a lot of times offenses is just literally about keeping pressure and just trying to keep the defense like moving, using boost, so that way they'll eventually run out for when you do want to make that kind of threatening attack, right? So that's what we were looking to do right there. And then that threatening attack ended up getting blocked by Garrett because I didn't pass it mid well enough. Right here, kind of just lurking out mid because I want to follow up my teammates clear, but I also don't want to waste boost, right? Because now I can use that boost for a clear and then eventually a 50 with Garrett. Check in the rear view to see if a teammate was behind me for a shot. Maybe I should go for a bump, right? Because if I go for a bump with a shot, it could be games, but it doesn't quite happen. Probably in regular time it happens. But okay, right here, you don't want to do this. Right here, I want to stall time for my team to get back and get some boost, right? So I try to get a light touch to myself, but I ended up passing it right to Garrett, which could be a potential counterattack, and was really poor by me. Luckily, NRG didn't really do too much with it. But yeah. So right here, a lot of the times what I see people do, and when it's really, really bad, and this is for everyone, if you are catching the ball and if your team's been stuck on defense for a little bit and you guys need to break out, always try and flick the ball over the first defender, even if you have to flick it early, because if I end up getting dunked here with my teammates with low boost and it goes absolutely flying middle or something, that could be games right there. So I knew to flick early just so my teammates I could stall a little bit of time, maybe a boost spawns for them, and we're chilling, right? Like right there, Drees gets the boost. I try and go for a bump. I almost tossed Drees. But right here, just trying to go for 50 and stall time again. Jake can now solo play. Drees is up. Honestly, this play was crazy. I honestly don't remember the comms. I think it was just a whiff. Unlucky. And then I get double 50'd. OT nerves. But basically, right now, I think we're honestly playing really, really well. This is going to be unfortunate. Okay, right here, I trusted Drees' touch, and I knew Garrett was going to get touched before me, right? So instead of just playing the ball that he's going to dust me to, I kind of wanted to play his hit to the corner, and I ended up getting a kind of lucky perfect 50, and then unfortunately Drees beans the open net. I'll laugh. So fun and games now. Unfortunate in the moment, but I can't really say anything because I whiffed a wide open ball too, right? That's just my bad as well. And almost another chance right there. Yeah, but basically, if you guys have any other ideas of maybe reviewing replays or tier lists or kind of videos like that I've been doing, please let me know down in the comments below. I need ideas, guys. I really do, because I will get back into gameplay and stuff. We got not a little bit of a break, but we have definitely not a competition for a couple weeks, so I could do stuff like that. But yeah, like ideas, trust me, they help a lot. Justin with a really good read. That read is literally game saving, because not a lot of players read that in that scenario with that pressure, especially in such a tough like spot that he was in. That was just well played. Garrett and Drees trying to set up the passing play. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So right here, I knew I didn't really want to I saw Justin kind of screw it up, but in my head, I don't want to let Justin get closer to the net with the ball on his air dribble, because that means he'll have less options, or he'll have more options if he's closer to the net as compared to if I challenge him early. If I challenge him early, I force him to basically go over me and most likely hit it over the net. But I saw him screw it up there, so I just tilted my card down, and so I could get the 50 under him and potentially a follow for my teammate. Right there, good patience by JNaps, really reading Squishy's clear, which is really well done. Ooh, close. And then that spike is just crazy. I was not expecting to read that. Good rotations by Drees. I'm getting this boost. I want to keep momentum, and I want to keep like the ability to follow up my teammate, because I don't want to just slow down and be flat-footed for when a potential ball comes my way and I just zero momentum, because I'm just like nervous and shaking there. Kind of a really poor double commit by us. I honestly thought it was over right there, but Squishy kind of hard trolled. Happens to the best of us. I hard trolled, obviously. Everyone hard trolls. But yeah, honestly, everyone from NRG was playing super solid. Like, none of them were playing poor at all. They all were doing everything incredibly solid and fundamentally well, which is like not the usual NRG. I mean, NRG is that, but when you think of NRG, you think of fast, like as Garrett whiffs. That's unlucky timing. But you think of the cool plays, like the crazy team plays, all that. But they were just fundamentally like really sound today. That's about it. So right here, I just kind of want to get the beat over Garrett, because I'm not going to be able to score that, right, once again. So all I want to do is beat the defender and not get dunked, get some pads on my rotation back, try and follow up my teammates clear. I didn't want to hit it too hard so I could like follow it up, but yeah, I ended up giving it away once again. But JNaps did a really good job of reading their pass, and that's all communication. I got the pass, you got the shot, right? So that is what's really important. If you both players are just playing the net there and no one watches pass, and whoever's mid there gets a free shot, it's most likely going to be a slot, especially at the top level, right? So right here, again, no boost, just want to dish it off to a teammate. Justin with not the greatest read, but it was still one enough that we couldn't really capitalize on. Honestly, I saw exactly what Drees was doing. I was just too far back. I shouldn't even gone for it because I had to be closer. But I didn't think Garrett... I was just maybe hoping Garrett didn't have boost. Because I saw exactly what Drees was trying to do, and he executed it. Unfortunately, I was just too far back and too slow. But basically, yeah, I'm kind of just going to want to speed this up, to be honest, guys. Because there's a lot of just OT game, like, not really much going on. Except just bang ball, and like there's the occasional backboard read that we almost scored, just like that. Saves on our end where we follow it up, or they have their chances on our back wall. But yeah, it's basically going on. But this is a really fun series. Honestly, I love playing NRG. It's always so fun because they don't play like, that was a crazy save by Justin. They don't play what's the word? I don't know. They don't play. They play fast, and I like playing fast, and I think most people do. So that's why. And they're probably like one of the fastest teams, if not the fastest team. So that's why it's really fun. But yeah, basically right now again, it's just the back and forth OT, right? I think this was actually unfortunate. I think if JNaps doesn't call, if I believe I called JNaps off here, and I think if. Yeah, I think if he lets that go, I score it. But again, it's unfortunate. It's like, what can you do? Like, of course, looking back on it, but it happens in everything. If you look back on it, you'll be like, of course I would have scored that if you just did this. But unlucky, honestly. Not really unlucky, but it's just grand final nerves, I think, that kicked in a little bit at times, where our team inexperience showed compared to a team like NRG, where they held the ice a little bit more than us. But yeah, super fun tournament. Honestly, that was probably the best I think we've played in a tournament all season, especially in groups. In the tournament, I think this was not our best series, but I was definitely pretty happy with the performance, because I don't think we got absolutely smacked around. I think we held our own, and we had our chances that I think. Oh my god, I was just stuck here. Oh, sorry about my phone. But yeah, we had our chances. We'll use it to learn, go in the next tournament. But right here, I think we're coming towards the end. I don't even remember what happens. So they go for a cool little passing play. I gotta wait here. Really good beat by JNaps. Oh yeah, I should have slowed down. I should have faked that. I actually did not know what to do. Because I saw Squishy getting bumped. So if I like, in my head, I saw Squishy bumped and Jersey only like got him once, but in my head I saw him twice for some reason. And I literally hit it directly into Squishy because I didn't want to hit it in Justin, obviously. And then they ended up like team saving it. So that was something I could have slotted right there. J-Naps with a good solo. Want to get pads and not just leave the field, give up pressure completely. And then here, I honestly wanted to hit it. I knew Jake was going to get this mid boost right here, I believe. Yeah, I knew he was getting that mid boost. He calmed it. So I was like, I tried to get it off the wall and out mid. And unfortunately, that went he was so ready, but so was Garrett. And then eventually they just get the counterattack. Classic G2 style way to lose. But yeah. That was kind of just my breakdown of the major, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was kind of a long one. I was just chilling, talking about the replay, breaking it down, talking about our tournament, my thought process as a team, myself. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave a like and subscribe. Please, I beg.